Hello, YouTube. Welcome in, welcome in. We're hanging out with the fatfiles today, and we're talking about air conditioning, it looks like, and apparently putting yogurt on windows. Now, I'm assuming this is coming from, like, some of the interesting situations with this crazy heat wave that's been hitting the entire fucking planet as of late, especially over in Europe, where, you know, you're not allowed to have an AC, apparently. I don't know the whole story on that one. All I know is that, like, Europe really doesn't want people having AC units. They're extremely expensive, and even if you do want to have them, you need to have like a friggin' permit or something like that. I don't know. I'm just kind of like hearing gossip and all that at this point. If you know anything about what's going on, let me know in the comments. But let's see what's going on with this.
I'm just going to come out and say it. The Europeans are apparently making window cheese, and you're going to have to stick around if you want to know what that means.
I'm so scared.
Today we're talking about the most important invention of the 20th century, air conditioning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look, I might look like a gelatinous little blob, but if I didn't have AC, I would die. I'm the type of person that will wear shorts, t-shirt, and flip-flops during minus 40, what's it called, winters. And you're about to say, well, you're Canadian, what's minus 40 in freedom units? I mean, you know, it's minus 40. That's where that shit caps out, bud. It's cold.
That's a pretty big claim. We came up with a lot of important stuff in the 20th century. That is true. However, air conditioning is the most important one. I'm going to prove it, and then I'm going to relentlessly talk smack about Europeans the entire time, right after word from our sponsor.
Okay, fair enough then.
This video is brought to you by Supremacy World War III. It is a free-to-play online PvP military-based strategy game. The entire thing's based on a World War III type scenario where you get to pick your country and go to war with the rest of the world. You can forge alliances, or you can just go solo and try to take over the whole thing yourself. They've just introduced a new shadow market, which is basically the black market where you can...
This reminds me, I need to still check out War Thunder. That's on the bucket list. That's on the bucket list. One of these days I'll get caught up on shit, and then maybe I'll check out War Thunder. We'll see.
A bunch of sketchy, illegal stuff under the table that's going to upset people if they find out. And I'm not exaggerating when I say it's going to upset people. That's literally a function of the game. If you get caught, it can actually cause insurgencies, civil unrest, or damage the morale of your country. Unpopular opinion, they should probably update it so it increases the morale of the American military if they get caught, because their unofficial motto is, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. I mean, it's never a war crime the first time. So if you want to give it a try, you can play with up to...
Isn't that also Canada's thing? At least it used to be.
99 other people, and it's available on both PC and mobile, and it's free. So if you want to check it out, I'm going to have a link and a discount code down below. Let's get back to the video. All right, why are we even talking about air conditioning right now, okay? If you're not chronically on the internet like myself, A, good for you, but B, let me fill you in real quick. Every June or July, there's a magical time of year where the British experience a heat wave. There's newspaper articles, there's British and European people getting on the internet talking shit about how the Americans just don't understand a British heat wave. We couldn't possibly survive.
First of all, even if the pain isn't the same, even if the temperatures aren't the same and all that, like, pain is relative. For me, positive 20, like plus 20 in Celsius, which is like, I don't know, 70 to 80 or something like that. I don't know. What is that in freedom units? 20 to Fahrenheit. What is that? Yeah, about 68 degrees. Okay. That's warm for me. That's pushing my boundaries. Like, that's where I'm like, okay, I don't want it to be too much hotter than that, okay? And then there's my aunt who lives down in California, right? And she's walking around in like 90-degree Fahrenheit, like freaking 40-degree weather for me, wearing a goddamn sweater, okay? Anything under 20, she's freezing. So, pain is relative. Now, let me tell you, I'm pretty sure people in Arizona have you beat.
Yada, yada, yada. So then I get on there, I'm competitive, they're talking smack. It's like, okay, I mean, how hot is it over there? Never been there. Maybe it is super hot. I have no idea. So then you look into it, and all the headlines are like, the British heat wave has reached over 30 degrees Celsius for...
Look, yes, that's hot. That hot. That's hot. but I'm sorry. That's peanuts. That's kind of peanuts.
For the 5th day in a row.
Yeah, all you have to do to convert is times 2, add 32, and join the rest of the human race.
Okay, my country's flag is on the moon. I have no idea.
Times 2, add 32, and join the rest of the human race. That's literally only one location that uses it, by the way.
Idea what 30 degrees Celsius is, so then you got to get on Google again. You got to ask it what 30 degrees Celsius is.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, take a look how fast this is. Okay, 30C to F, done. 86. It's nothing. It's nothing for a lot of Americans, but also it's not that hard to figure out when you're at a computer. If you have a phone in your pocket, you just type it into the Google search bar. It's not that hard. It's not that complicated. However,
converted into Fahrenheit, the superior way of measuring temperature.
Debatable.
It's like 86 degrees, and these people are acting like they're melting. Buh! Actually, Celsius is better because it's a metric system. You know, that measurement system the entire world uses except for you guys. It's obviously the best. Buh!
We're going to hear a whole debate here. Use whatever is comfortable, whatever makes sense to you. Personally, I like Celsius because for me, 0 is the freezing point of water, and that's kind of like where things are cold. Anything under 0, it's cold. Anything above 0, it's warm. Okay? Whereas 32 is the freezing point, and 32 is a weird number to choose for me.
No, it isn't. It doesn't even make sense. Okay, Fahrenheit is the easiest concept on the planet. 0 is cold, 100 is hot, based on the human experience, the end. Celsius, on the other hand, is based on the freezing and boiling point of water, which doesn't even make sense because the freezing and boiling point of water isn't a constant. It depends on like 20 other variables, including altitude. Okay, when some...
Fair. Okay, fair. But I've also been raised on this thing, so it makes more sense to me. And you were raised on Fahrenheit, which makes more sense to you.
Somebody asks you, how hot is it outside? Nobody's asking you, how does a glass of water at sea level feel about the temperature outside? No, I'm asking you, are my balls gonna be sweaty if I go outside? Do I need to wear shorts? Do I need to bring baby powder? Is monkey butt a potential hazard? These are the questions I want to...
Okay, here's the thing. Once again, though, you consider, like, probably 150 degrees probably pretty warm or something, or hot. I consider 15 degrees kind of hot. Okay, so where's the difference? Where's the through line here? Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I can go outside at minus 20 and just be vibing. You can go outside at minus 20 and you'll probably shrivel up into a ball. Okay, we are not built the same. You are a tank, but I'm a polar bear.
No, I don't give a fuck how water feels about it.
Oh gosh, it's just too much.
I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. Anyways, this happens every year. The Europeans get on the internet, they complain about a heat wave, 86 degrees, they pretend like they're melting, they say the Americans don't understand, we couldn't possibly survive a British heat wave, yada yada yada. Well, this year, something amazing happened. The FIFA World Cup is in America, so a bunch of Europeans came to America.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that's what happened. Oh no.
And they got to experience American heat.
Yeah, that says 135 degrees Fahrenheit on the pavement.
And it became overwhelmingly obvious to them they are, in fact, just being giant.
Thomas Tuchel, England not used to heat and humidity of World Cup. Oh, that's another fun thing. Humidity also plays a huge factor in things. And wind. Like, there's so much that alters the actual temperature of stuff. It's crazy. Thomas Tuchel has conceded that his England squad are not used to playing in this kind of temperatures expected at this summer's World Cup in the United States, Mexico, and Canada. A 26-man squad are due to fly to Miami on Monday to begin their preparation camp ahead of their opening match against Croatia on June 17th. The conditions are not our biggest enemy, but it is not our advantage after a long and very demanding season for our players, Tuchel told Sky Sports News. We are not used to being in this kind of heat and humidity, and even altitude if we play in Mexico. Okay. There will be a lot of challenges in this World Cup. The heat is one of them, but we are prepared already. Touchline, the Football Association began making preparations for the conditions at least 1 year ago.
Pansy asses about the entire situation. At which point the Europeans realized that they were wrong, they admitted defeat, and we all moved on. I'm just kidding. The Europeans pivoted, they moved the goalposts, and then the entire conversation became about air conditioning. Okay, I had no idea because I'm an American, and to be honest with you, I don't give a fuck about European politics, but apparently the British and the French are like morally and mentally just adamantly opposed to air conditioning to the point that it is literally a humongous political debate over there right now, and the right...
Which is confusing as hell to me because once again I'm also Canadian and like air conditioning is kind of important. Air conditioning, scourge of the French left. Heat wave kills thousands in Europe, but politicians resist the relief Americans can take for granted. Air conditioning creates political divide after French records hottest day. Europe is boiling, and the far right is turning air conditioning into a culture war. Oh my goodness. Is the right way to have air conditioning? In France, it is. The country's second heat wave has turned this type of cooling found in just 7% of homes into a politically polarizing issue. Whole of France divided over right-wing air conditioning amid sweltering heat wave. Aussies use it without a second thought. Yeah, it's fucking hot in Australia. But one household appliance has sparked a fierce culture war during Europe's deadly heat wave. Too hot to handle. How air conditioning got caught up in a culture war. Look, guys, not everything has to be a freaking political statement, okay? Not everything. Just because you're using an air conditioner doesn't mean that you're politically aligned one way or another. It just means it's fucking hot.
Wing and the left wing over in France is literally divided on air conditioning. Air conditioning in France is right-wing technology. I'm not exaggerating. And me, with how my brain works, now I have to know the history of air conditioning. So, from the top.
Let's go.
The first modern air conditioner was invented in 1902 by an engineer by the name of Willis Carrier, and Willis Carrier was hired by a publishing company to come in and solve a problem. The problem this publishing company had was that when they were trying to print things in summer, the heat and humidity was causing fluctuations in the paper and the printing process, giving them an inconsistent product that they weren't happy with. So he gets hired to come in and figure...
Look, the smallest of things can throw off an entire operation. That might seem trivial to a lot of people, but trust me, when you're working with like automation and making sure everything is consistent and doing the same thing over and over again, little variables that change things can change things a lot. Okay, draw a straight line, right? Now draw another straight line, but tilt that ruler just a little bit, like a fraction of a degree. By the time you get to the same length, your lines are going to be so far apart, it's going to be ridiculous. A little goes a long way.
Out a way to make their product more consistent while they're printing in summer. And his first option is, obviously, I'm just going to change the environment. I'm going to make it a constant. I'm going to get rid of the heat and the humidity so it's no longer a factor. Then we can tune the machines once and we can print away because it's always going to be the same temp and the same humidity in the factory. Okay?
Makes sense.
Pause. I need you to understand, as a person in 2026 that's grown up with like modern technology, this sounds obvious, like, duh, just do that. But at the time in 1902, homeboy literally came out of left field and is like, clearly, I just have to change the rules of physics. I have to change the entire world around me so this works.
Yeah, basically. And that's usually how progress is made. Like, you want to have something done? Fuck it, change the rules of nature, change the rules, make it happen. There's so many people who are like so headstrong right now. Like, it feels like we're 50 years prior to this, or we're dealing with our grandparents again with how some people are talking nowadays. It's like, change is bad, change is scary, change is terrible. Like, we can't change the rules. We've been like this for years and years and decades and all that. But, like, that is literally how progress is made. That is how we became the apex creatures of the planet, right? That's how we've developed civilizations. That's how we've developed as an entire species. If you want to actually progress, and if you want to actually, like, be a better creature, and we want to strive for more and better and a greater life, change is inevitable.
Literally literally gonna attempt to domesticate the fucking wind so I can print books. Okay, do you understand how insane that is? That would be if like the Wright brothers, when they were trying to design an airplane, were like, fucking we'll just turn off gravity. Duh.
There. Brilliant.
It's science.
But somehow this guy manages to do it, fixes the printing problem, sees the potential, patents the idea, patents the phrase air conditioning, and then he goes and creates the Carrier Air Conditioning Company, which is still around today, has like over 50,000 employees, and is worth over $20 billion.
Damn. Damn.
So air conditioning is like primarily used in these factory type settings. In 1914, there are some people starting to get air conditioners in their homes, but it's extremely rare. By the early 1930s, they are starting to have like commercial air conditioning units that you can put in a home, but they cost like $10,000, which in
Jesus.
1932 converts
That might as well be like $1 million at this point.
that to today's money. It's almost like $250,000 for a window air
close.
conditioning unit, but people were willing to pay it because if you got the money, not having ball sweat is priceless.
Hell yeah.
Oddly enough, you can make the argument that air conditioning is actually responsible for movies, TV, and Hollywood as a whole. Because outside of manufacturing, one of the first industries to adopt air conditioning is movie theaters, which makes so much sense because I cannot tell you how many times I've been shown like, oh, this is a silent film from 19 whatever the fuck, and oh, it was so funny at the time, blah, 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 blah. Nobody was going to movie theaters in the 1920s, the 1930s, the 1940s because they enjoyed watching silent films. They were going because that was the only place they could go to get air conditioning.
Refrigerated, washed air cooling system. That's funny.
And get out of the heat for 2 hours. You can actually go back and read accounts from people at the time where they're like, yeah, no, we don't go to the movie theater because we give a shit about the movie. We just go so we can go there to cool off. So in a way, it's pretty likely, or at least you could argue that if it wasn't for air conditioning, the film industry as we know it today might not exist. Regardless, movie theaters were a lot of people's first encounter.
And then we got a bunch of pretentious assholes in Hollywood out of it. Yay!
with air conditioning, and once they saw it, they're like, holy shit, this is awesome. I want to get it inside my house. But from here, the cost of air conditioners actually plummets because it's something that everybody can use and everybody wants. It's just like TVs. When I was a kid growing up, a flat screen TV was like $12,000. It was some absurd amount of money. And today I can go to Walmart and buy a 70-inch flat screen TV that's better than those TVs when I was growing up for like $400. So air conditioning got incredibly cheap, incredibly fast.
Yeah, the dollar's gone up, but at the same time, certain things have gone down. But then again, also certain things have also gone down in quality, but up in quality. Like, it's such a weird balance that we've gotten these days. Nothing's as durable as it used to be, but everything is like better than it used to be. Like, yeah, the joke is a Nokia phone will last you like forever. It will never break. But it's nowhere near as good as a smartphone, right? So it's like, it's such an annoying concept.
You compare it to pretty much anything else. And by the 1950s, they were starting to have literal experiments that they would call air-conditioned villages. Basically, they were new housing developments where all these new homes had air conditioning in them, and they actually had psychologists and scientists go in, and the families that bought these homes volunteered to be studied for over a year to see the impacts of living in an air-conditioned climate.
Was it for free housing? Because if that's the case, sign me the fuck up.
In your home and how it would affect you. People had no idea what would happen. Would they go crazy? Would they not be able to handle going outside anymore? These were all huge unknowns at the time. And you want to know what the psychologists and the scientists concluded about living in air conditioning? It's pretty fucking awesome, okay?
Our studies show that everybody is considerably happier, more comfortable, and more healthy. Huh. Crazy.
They found out that everybody slept better, and they also found out that the housewives were reporting back to the psychologists that their husbands, and I quote, had a better disposition, aka their husbands weren't as fucking grumpy all the time. You can literally go back and read the articles. We'll read one right now. Headline, air conditioning helps with disposition. Women living in air-conditioned homes in Austin, Texas, the air-conditioned village, startled a team of psychologists and researchers by asserting their husbands' dispositions had somehow miraculously improved under the influence of air conditioning. Okay, when you're not hot, you're not grumpy. Fucking shocking, I know. Oddly enough, statistical data collected by these researchers indicated that indoor conditions within these homes could be conducive to support this opinion of these air-conditioned housewives. Reading newspapers from the 50s is crazy because it's just like, well, the housewives are saying their husbands are in the better mood, but Them bitches are crazy. We can't trust them. We need empirical data to—
Oh my god. We can't trust them. They're female. What? 1950 shit.
to prove their opinion might be correct.
Beautiful. I know.
But even more strongly indicated is the likely possibility that the women themselves, as a result of enjoying the comforts of air conditioning, were able to look upon their spouses with a little more than usual benevolence. Okay, translation, mom and dad are both in a better mood because nobody's sweating their ass off all day, obviously. Okay, just so we're all—
It's so much easier to work and do shit around the house when you're comfortable, when the temperature is nice. It's so much nicer.
On the same page, if you're not picking up what I put down so far, air conditioning might be responsible for the entire film industry, TV as we know it today. It helps keep families together, and that's just scratching the surface on why it's the most important invention of the 20th century. Just to prove my point, let's have a thought exercise. I asked Google, completely blind. I had some guesses because I know a little bit about history, but I just went in blind and asked Google, what are the most important inventions of the 20th century? Let's see what they came up with. So coming in at number 1, we have the transistor, obviously extremely important, but the mass manufacturing of transistors isn't possible without air conditioning because in order to manufacture a transistor, you need purified air, humidity control, and temperature control, all of which are provided by air conditioning. So,
okay, point.
oh, no air conditioning, no mass manufacturing of transistors. One more point. Coming in at number 2, the internet, okay? Internet also
You need to cool that shit.
can't exist without AC because the internet is run off of a bunch of server farms, which also need to be in a climate-controlled environment. You ever been inside of a server room? Pretty cold, pretty purified air.
Yep.
Can't have it without air conditioning.
When I worked at the mill, yeah, the nicest room, like the nicest place to be in the entire mill, and this includes the break room, or like the offices where all the desk jockeys got to work in. The nicest, coolest room in the entire mill were the server rooms. Like the actual rooms where the like breaker boxes and everything were. Like that was the nicest room to be in because it was nice and cool and it wasn't even that loud. It was just nice. It was just nice to be in there. Every now and then when you just needed a breather, you would just jump into one of those rooms and be like, oh, this is so much nicer.
Coming in at number 3, penicillin. Obviously, incredibly important. The world's first antibiotic saved tens, if not hundreds of millions of lives since it was invented. And you know what? Would it exist without air conditioning? Almost certainly. However, would you be able to mass manufacture it to the degree that we do today as safely as we do without air conditioning? Absolutely not. Number 4, mass production of automobiles.
I'm not seeing a how. But then again, it's a powder-based sort of thing, right? Like, once again, if the humidity and it's too hot and all that stuff is not going to be able to flow and be useful as user-friendly, right? So having some air conditioning, and also you're going to be running around in those freaking Tyvek suits, and they're not fun to wear. Having some AC, going to be definitely helpful.
Could that exist without air conditioning? Yes, it could. However, if you look at where most cars are manufactured, Texas, Tennessee, Alabama, Mexico, none of those places would be able to crank out cars to the degree that they do without air conditioning because you would have workers dropping out from heat stroke. In fact, most of the major cities in America that are in a hotter climate, like, I don't know, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Dallas, Houston, Orlando, Atlanta, all of which would probably exist to some degree if it wasn't for air conditioning, but air conditioning allowed them to grow into major metropolitan areas. It's literally a saying, air conditioning made Phoenix possible. And last but not least, the airplane. Now, would the Wright brothers have strapped some wings to a bicycle, drove it off a cliff, and figured out how to fly? Absolutely. Is commercial flight without air conditioning as we know it today possible? Absolutely not.
Oh my god, the inside of an airplane is so fucking hot as it is right now, and that's with air conditioning. Oh my god. And they have those tiny little jet fans that barely do anything, and half the time they don't even fucking work anymore. Hate them.
Inside of that cabin on that plane would be 400 degrees if it wasn't for air conditioning. So yes, air conditioning is the most important invention of the 20th century. Which raises a question, why the fuck don't the Europeans just use it?
I love Hot Fuzz. This is such a good movie. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. It's so good.
What did he say? He said, how's his edge, huh? He only chopped him down because he couldn't see you no more. What's he going to do?
And the answers to that question might be the most infuriating answers to a question I've ever gotten in my entire life. Answer number 1, Europeans don't need air conditioning because the climate isn't as hot as America. Now, setting aside the fact that that proves the initial point that America is hotter and we could survive a British heat wave, we'll just set that off to the side real quick. The Europeans say shit like, well, we wouldn't run them that often and we would only need them for like 1 month a year. Cool. Do you know how much shit I own that I don't need very often? I've had a spare tire in every car I've ever owned my entire life.
Yep.
I've never had to use it. I've still fucking got it. Just
What was that little thing?
every car I've ever owned my entire life. I've never had
Neither does Zach. Nice underwhelming podcast reference there, Mr. Editor. 15 minutes into episode 38.
to use it. I've still fucking got it just in case. If there was something that I only needed to use 30 days a year to make sure my balls weren't hot while I was trying to sleep, you best believe I'm gonna fucking own it. Oh, well, Europeans are tougher than you Americans. We'll just grit our teeth and bear it. Are you? Are you really? Because last I checked, 175,000 fucking people died from heat stroke because you're too fucking stupid to buy an air conditioner.
Why? Why would you? Okay, I hope that's not a real statistic, but it probably is. That's horrifying.
Do you understand how insane that is? If there was any other event on the planet that killed 175,000 people, there would be memorials and statues commemorating what a tragedy this was. But because it's just you guys being like, well, the Americans invented a machine that can domesticate wind, but we don't want to admit they're right, so we would rather let all our young and elderly die of heat stroke than give them the W. What are you doing? Okay, which leads right into the next argument, the most infuriating one, because I used to build shit for a living. Americans don't understand because our homes are actually built to retain heat, so an air conditioner wouldn't work as well.
Canadian air conditioners work fine.
For us. Motherfucker, that's just insulation. That's how insulation works, okay? Do you have a thermos? If you put hot tea or whatever stupid shit you guys drink in a thermos, you know how it stays hot? Now dump it out and put fucking ice water in it. The ice water stays cold, okay? Your house isn't specifically designed to be hot inside. It's designed to have a controlled temperature regardless of what's going on outside. So if you buy an air conditioner and you cool off the house, it stays fucking cool. Well, air conditioning's really expensive. No, it isn't. You can buy a window unit for $169 to cool off the room that you sleep in, or your living room, or whatever.
Apparently they like jack up the prices in Europe, I've heard as an argument. If that's the case, contact a company in the US, be like, can we buy an AC? We'll pay the shipping. It'll probably be cheaper than whatever they're trying to sell them for.
The average minimum wage of Europe is $8.33 American. That's
53, apparently, but yes.
20 hours of the most unskilled labor that you have available in exchange for a magic box that domesticates the fucking wind so you don't have to sweat your balls off. Okay, that is a modern miracle, and you're saying that that's too expensive? I would pay an outrageous amount of money to see a British person go back in time and talk to one of their ancestors, some medieval peasant picking turnips outside of a castle, and explain to them that in the future, there's a magical box that can make the house cold when it's hot outside. And in exchange for that, all they had to do was work 20 hours and they could cool off their house for years upon years to come, and then explain to them with deadpan stare, but I don't do it because it's expensive.
Are you pulling my leg?
Motherfucker, it's literally magic to these people. You have the opportunity to buy climate-changing magic for 20 hours of your time, and you're just like, nah, I'd rather let grandma and grandpa die from heat stroke.
To be fair, there's a lot of people who are like, I don't want you to perform any medical intervention on my family member because we are just going to pray on it. Motherfucker. God made man in your books, correct? If that's the case, they made progress. God made progress. God allowed us to have progress. God doesn't want us to just sit there and let him do all the fucking work. He wants you to do the goddamn work too. Let your doctors help.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm slowly coming around to the idea that this is actually a conspiracy by the European governments to slowly kill off old people so they don't break their universal healthcare system. There's no other logical explanation for why you would be anti-air conditioning. And apparently one of the big talking points is, oh, well, air conditioning is actually bad for climate change, so it's only making the problem worse. And then the climate activists
Oh my God, here we go.
get on CNN or the BBC or whatever, and they're giving interviews offering alternatives to air conditioning that you could do. I'm gonna show you, because if I didn't show you the interview, you wouldn't believe me.
Yes, I straight up don't believe you.
Their solutions get progressively worse, but we're gonna go ahead and start off with their best solution. Solution number one.
If it gets really hot, I sleep under a wet sheet. That's my...
No. What? A wet? What? No.
other technique.
How about no?
With a big bucket of water under the desk with my feet in the bucket of water.
Option number two, soak your feet in a bucket of water while you're sitting at home all day long. Also, no. B, I know your house fucking stinks. It smells like wet feet and BO because you're not wearing deodorant and you don't have air conditioning, and I know you're sitting in the house sweating your ass off 24.
Yeah. And also, how productive is that for your society, right? Like, you're spending your entire time having to sit at home, sit at your desk or something like that with your feet in a water bath just to try to keep yourself a little cooler. Well, that's not getting the house clean. That's not taking care of like the dishes. That's not. This isn't me talking because it's a lady. Like guys or women, doesn't fucking matter. I don't care. I'm not getting into that kind of debate. I'm just saying, like, you're not able to go and mow the lawn. You're not able to go and take care of the kids. You're not able to go and get ready for the day and all that. You're just sitting there fighting heat instead of being able to live your fucking life.
7. No, I'm not doing it. And option number 3, I can't believe this is real.
Including, would you believe it, painting windows with yogurt.
No. Let's make the windows smell like moldy milk. God, no. Oh, what?
I just... How
did we get there? How did we get to this point? What are you talking about?
Your solution, rather than just admitting the Americans are onto something with this air conditioning shit, is to smear yogurt on your fucking windows. You want to make window cheese rather than just turn on an air conditioner. How do you not see how fucking insane that sounds? Like, one of your biggest talking points is air conditioning is expensive. How expensive is it to smear a new layer of yogurt on all the windows on your house and then have your house smell like curdled milk and still be hot as shit? I can't even begin to...
Right? Like, what were they trying to do? Up the sales of yogurt? What?
Fathom the amount of desperation and misery the person that figured this out was experiencing. Do you know how fucking hot and sweaty and delirious you have to be sitting at home in your living room on the couch for you to finally go, I gotta do something. I'm gonna try smearing yogurt on my windows.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Like, what are you doing? Just get an air conditioner, for the love of God. Oh my God. At this point, I'm convinced that air conditioning could prevent World War III if you guys would just do it. No wonder you guys are always starting world wars and dragging us into it. You're all fucking grumpy and hot 24/7. Get some AC and come up with a peace treaty. I don't ever want to hear a European talk shit about America being dumb ever again. They always love to bring up like, oh, America has a bunch of gun violence, blah, 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 blah. Cool. More people are dying because you refuse to use air conditioning than Americans are dying from gun violence, all right? And by a lot. It's not even...
Oh, yeah. Probably, actually. Especially nowadays. Like, probably. Granted, now that I think about it nowadays.
Even close. Europe is losing 175,000 people a year. To put that into perspective, America had roughly 60,000 people die in the Vietnam War. How do you not see how...
That's a third. That's like almost a fourth. What the hell?
How insane that is. Air conditioning at this point is like the cheapest, most cost-effective, life-saving technology on the planet. And you're just like, nah, I don't want it. And the most beautiful part about all this is I know for a fact there's going to be a ton of keyboard warriors with a bunch of stupid talking points and smug comments in the comment sections. And this is going to get clipped and put on Twitter and Instagram and all these other places. And there's going to be all these comments. And you know what? None of those comments would be possible without air conditioning. Because
True.
Because without air conditioning, the internet that you're using wouldn't function, and the phone you're holding in your hand wouldn't have been able to get manufactured. You are proving my point that air conditioning is the most important invention of the 21st century, and if you don't have some, you should get some.
Yep.
And that's all I gotta say about that. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch, maybe drink some Echelon. Link.
I love when he gets like absolutely heated about this sort of shit. It's so good.
To both of those available over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out.
You have a 2-second clip at the end here?
Don't forget
Oh, Jesus.
to go check out Supremacy World War III, unlock your railgun, and go
I got jump scared. I got jump scared by a Yanri.
conquer the British. It's what George Washington would have wanted.
Fair enough. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was extremely fun and entertaining. Get yourself some AC. Don't put politics on your comfort. Just get some AC. Do what's good for your health and well-being, okay? Please, don't be a statistic. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll talk to you later in the next one. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun shit, and do a comment. Anyway, we'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey, did you enjoy that? Was it funny? Well, come and check it out live over on twitch.tv/freeform_art. Make sure you put the _art. We have lots of fun there. We enjoy ourselves, and we want to see you over there. So come on and hang out. See you in a bit.